Okay, so this is my rainy weather gear, or my gear when everything is wet, like wet brush that I'm working in, or wet kale, you know, wet plants that I'm working in, harvesting or something, so that I don't get all wet. So this is a GRUNDENS coat and bib. It's really kind of like fishing gear, and in the past I've tried stuff like Gore-Tex, but it always, if you're out in the rain for too long, I always end up getting soaked. So this stuff, you can be out in the rain forever and you don't get wet at all. And I don't know, I think they've made things for women these days, but like I just buy whatever, and so the arms are too long, you know, it's probably a men's size whatever, and so I end up cutting off. This has like a you know, I don't know what you call that, where it holds the wrists together. You know, so I just cut that off because it's kind of annoying.
In the past, I've owned Grundens heavy duty or heavy weight gear before, just because I think it lasts longer. But more recently, I've been buying the medium duty or medium weight gear just because it's easier to move around in.
These are the bibs. La 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 la. And I've got them cinched up as high as I can go so that I wouldn't, so that I won't drag them on the ground, but they're still pretty long. Yes. And so that's that. And da 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 da. And then I usually have to take my boots off to get the bibs off. So these are my bibs right here. And I bought these pants from the North Face 100 years ago when I lived on Bainbridge Island and I worked in Seattle. And they're just like these fleece pants. So they're way too warm if it's warm out. But usually if it's wet, then I need to be warm anyway. So I wear these fleece pants, and they just got a tie at the waist. And then I haven't known what to do because there's no pockets on any sorts of women's clothing. So underneath I'm wearing my little half dress. My long dresses don't work obviously for this, but then I can put my bear spray in my pocket, and I always have it in my right pocket so I know where it's at. And then I usually have my phone in my other pocket, or I keep it in these Grundens bibs have a pocket in the front, and I'll put my phone in there. I wear a long sleeve cotton shirt so that if I take off my coat, that the mosquitoes and the no-see-ums typically can't get in. So the only problem is that like I have a bunch of shirts that don't have a button on the very top, and so I end up, you'll see me wearing a safety pin, and I keep planning to like either get a snap sewn in or something like that, so that I don't have to safety pin myself in, but I haven't done it yet. There's also these gaps. There's these gaps in these shirts, so you can button them there, but I ended up sewing this one together. It had a rip, so I haven't been able to wear this shirt for the longest time because it had a rip. So when I sewed it up, I sewed up the sleeves too, because otherwise the no-see-ums will get in there and bite, and they like to bite at the neck too. So then yeah, I think that's everything. I'm gonna leave my hat on the very last. I have a pair of Grundens boots that come up to my knees. I really like these boots, but they don't make these anymore. These are like super cool boots. Should I like wander over there with one foot off? Because I have really wide feet, and this is a nice wide around the top here. Frogs. Shoes for cruise. And I learned about this company when I worked for the food co-op in Port Townsend, because they have a non-slip bottom. So if you're working in a wet environment, you won't, you know, you're less likely to slip. And but yeah, they don't make this style, this wide, ugly, because it's so ugly and hideous. I love them. I love these boots. And so I was like, they didn't have them anymore. So I was looking online, oh my gosh, and I got a size bigger than what I wear, but then they kind of slop around and it's just kind of annoying. So I don't wear these as often, but they're way more comfortable and so lightweight. Yeah. And so, the hardest thing about being vegan in Alaska is socks. So I've got these old wool socks that I've had since I actually came up here, and I bought them that was back when I was a vegetarian, and they're still holding up, but I've got a lot of socks that the heels and stuff are kind of starting to blow out, and it's not like you can go buy used socks or whatever. Okay, last but not least, when we usually have no-see-ums are the worst here. And they just swarm, and they're little teeny tiny things, and they will bite, and you have little red bumps everywhere. And then we also have mosquitoes, so I put this on, and I stole this from Tyler. I don't even know what brand this is, but it's just a nice little hat here, and it's got a bug screen in it, and you can where's the little guy, and then you can tighten it right up at your neck. And it's a little hard to, you know, like during the day it's fine to see through, but like if it's getting a little dusk, it's hard to see through it, and so that kind of sucks. But it's, yeah, and then you've got like a headlamp, and then it kind of glares and whatever, but it works pretty good. So yeah, that's what I wear when it is rainy, or plants and brush are wet and I'm working in them, or you know, that sort of thing. And I put the bug hat on when the bugs are like, sometimes the bugs aren't out if it's like really sunny and hot, and then yeah, then you can go bug netless. So this is my wet stuff. I'll show you what I wear dry when there's a dry day, which we might have this week. I just bought these from the hardware store.
If it's a little colder out, I'll wear one of these two old jackets that I have underneath my raincoat. This is a cotton polyester wool mix, and this is just a quilted cotton jacket. If it's super cold and snowy out, I actually wear a ski suit that I've had since I was in my 20s. And I wear this North Face jacket that is a child's extra large that I got when I was in, you know, living on Bainbridge Island and commuting to Seattle for work. But I don't typically wear these out in the garden, maybe harvesting carrots in the middle of winter.
Okay, dudes, this is what I wear when it's sunny. So I have my regular long sleeve lightweight cotton shirt that I have pinned at the top with a safety pin, and that is, you know, that keeps the sun off so I don't get sunburned. And underneath that I have I don't know if I said, but I used to go down to Oregon to see my family, and I would go to secondhand stores and buy lightweight cotton shirts and sundresses and stuff like that, but because of the pandemic I haven't been down there for a few years, and so I've been buying stuff mostly from Patagonia, just because they're supposed to be kind of a, you know, decent environmental company. I can get organic cotton things. The only thing that's a bummer about Patagonia, well, is that all of their clothes are like these kind of dull, hippie, boring colors, and I really like bright colors. But these dresses, so that shirt I got from Patagonia, I got these dresses. I got one yellow, one blue, one kind of a pinkish color, and I kind of like the colors, but they do need to be brightened up with a nice bright shirt, and all I have is hippie colored shirts. So anyway, this dress here is the one I got, I don't know, was it last year? And I got a bunch of them because I've learned that if you like something, you need to buy multiple ones because they'll discontinue them and then you don't get to have them anymore. So yeah, this is the dress. I initially did a video with this dress and I was wearing it backwards. It's got 2 pockets, which is amazing. So I put my bear spray in it and my phone in the other pocket. The only thing is like the straps are buttoned and they come unbuttoned sometimes. So I need to sew them together, and then also they kind of slip off sometimes. These are my 3 Patagonia dresses. And guess what I did to this one? I fixed the straps so they crisscross and won't fall off the shoulder. And then I hand stitched the straps so that it won't become unbuttoned. And then I think later I'll transfer one of the buttons to the buttonhole here so it looks legit. But then I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that to all 3 of my dresses. The one thing about them is they're long, and I kind of like, in the past I've worn short dresses, which I don't know, I kind of like that. But if I'm wearing these long ones, if I'm lucky and the bugs aren't too bad, they won't go up underneath my dress. But if the bugs are really bad, they'll go up underneath and bite my legs. So anyway, yeah, so underneath the dress I have these organic cotton dresses that were discontinued. And the only thing I don't like about it is it has like a slit up the back so that it makes it easy to walk, and the bugs can just get in there and just bite. So I wanted to put in like a panel in the back there so that they couldn't get in.
So why do I wear dresses? It's because they're super comfy. They don't bind at the waist. They don't fall off your ass or right up your ass. They don't bind at the knees when you're kneeling, but they can also be kind of annoying and get in the way, almost dangerous, get caught in things. So there is a place for wearing dresses. Oh yes, and you can also just lift them up and pee.
These are my GRUNDENS boots that I talked about. I used to wear extra toughs. I think I told the whole story, right? Then they made them in China, so now I'm just getting whatever boots because it doesn't matter. This is a close-up of my GRUNDENS boots. When I first bought these years back, the box said designed in USA, but now the website says made in USA. So I assume that there must be a factory in the United States where they actually make these if they're gonna claim that. I wear a women's size 7 USA, and this is a men's size 6. And so that allows me to fit a thick sock in these during the winter time. And then later I bought these, and they're a size 5. And so I can fit a thinner sock if I'm out during the summertime on the boat, for example. I needed a boot that would come up to my knee because my frogs only come up to my ankle. And so I needed something for deep water. These have what looks like a nice wide toe box, and for a normal person that would be true, but for me it's still tight across here. And they've stretched over time, but then they've kind of just stretched all over, so they're super sloppy, and so I can't walk long distances in them, but they're good for like muddy garden. And they've got this strap which you can hike up your pants or whatever so they don't get wet. And you know, like my old extra toughs, I would have to buy a strap like this, but these guys come with that. So that's pretty cool. But I do need to find a different pair of boots for hiking. On nice days like this, if I'm not working in the brush or something like that, I'll wear these sandals, which are awesome. I've had these forever. Or these flip-flops, which I love too. So there's that. And in the morning, I might throw on my, this is my military hat from when I was in the military. And I might just throw this hat on. But if I'm gonna be out in the sun for a long time, I wear this hat, which I got, I think it was last year. And I love this hat. It is perfect. It is so nice.
These are the sizes they have now. I looked on the invoice and it doesn't say what size I bought. I wish I had noted that. My head is like 21 1/4 inches, so I would assume I would have bought a small, but all they have is 7 1/8, which is a medium, is the smallest they have right now. So I don't know. I don't know what size I bought.
Strap myself in, and then it doesn't come off.
When it's cold out, I'll wear these CARHARTT fleece hats. They have a piece to protect the ear. And also inside, there's a piece of fabric that can go around your face to keep that warm. So I use these in the garden and also when we're jet boating. When it's cold, I wear these alpaca skirts underneath my cotton dresses. I will even double them up when it's really, really cold. And I don't mind buying alpaca or cashmere or wool secondhand, but I just don't like to buy it new. I've had these for like 100 years. I like to get natural fibers like cotton, especially organic cotton, but sometimes you have to buy synthetics, especially with rain gear.